Hi, this is Mike from We Build Stuff. This video is part of a series of build logs following the construction of a bar top arcade that uses a 28-inch screen. Follow along for the steps I use and see the process I take when building. Rather than skipping over parts of the build, I will be showing almost every single step, which is why this series has been split into multiple videos. Please check out the playlist link in the description, like, subscribe to show support for this channel. The topics covered in part 2 are cutting and gluing blocking supports, initial glue up and cabinet assembly, cutting out the artwork marquee, how I use T-nuts throughout the build, attaching a hinge for the rear door, and beginning layout for the screen marquee. So I'm just using regular 2x4 that I got from Home Depot to create the supports for my cabinet. I cut out about 4 feet total. I'm going to be cutting these up into 3/4 by 3/4 inch strips. They'll be square. You could use 1 inch if you want a little bit extra support, but so far I found that doing 3/4 has been enough. Once you have all your strips cut out, it's time to size them to fit your arcade cabinet. I usually buy my adhesive at Home Depot, but sometimes you have to go to the grocery store. Really, I recommend wood glue. Don't use mustard. Could use screws for this entire build. I'm choosing to use brad nails and glue. There really isn't a huge difference as long as you attach it correctly. Take your time to make sure that your blocks are all lined up nice and straight along with your layout lines. Clean up your glue before it dries so you don't have to scrape it off. Again, this is just the way that I choose to do my builds. There are many different ways to attach your cabinet pieces together. You could do the entire thing without blocking if you wanted to. I forgot to press record when I attached the bottom piece, but I attached it the exact same as I did this top panel right here. In order to help keep it square while the glue is drying, I like to put a couple of my other panels in just as placeholders until it is able to dry up at 90 degrees or square. I'll usually let it dry for at least an hour before I move on to doing any more pieces. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to lay out some of my other stuff, in this case the upper marquee where my artwork will be shown. I'm measuring a 3/4 inch border around the whole thing. I'm going to cut that out with a jigsaw or whatever tool I have. If you wanted to get fancy, you could use a router for this whole thing, but I'm going to be doing this project with mostly simple tools for at least most of the steps. So I use a jigsaw, I can use a circular saw, I can use a table saw. The important thing is you take your time, make your lines straight, cut it out and make it look good. I like to try and cut oversize a little bit. It gives me some room to sand things down when I'm using a jigsaw compared to a table saw. The cuts may not be as perfect. So get that sanding block out or a file and make it nice and smooth. This is just a test fit. Underneath you'll see where I'm going to be putting my speakers. Next it's time to lay out my control panel. I got a couple angles I need to cut here, and I'm going to be using a table saw for that. You could just cut it shorter and not have any angle, and nobody would really see it unless you have gaps in between your pieces. I usually do a little test rip, then I go back and finish it off. Good enough for me. Alright, next is the control panel. You can see on the left where I routed it out for my T-molding. I want to make sure I don't put the angle on the wrong side. Now the reason that I do this angle is because when I put my screen marquee, it is going to match and sit flush together. You don't have to do this, but that's just the way that I designed it. When I'm drilling holes for T-nuts, I'm going to be using a 3/16 inch drill bit and a 1/4 inch. You'll see why in just a minute. I'm laying out these holes so that when I do have my bolts in, they're going to line up in the middle of where I put my blocking. So I'm doing 3/8 from the edge. So first my 3/16 inch hole. Get my T-nut ready, make sure it fits. And here's for the lower or front control panel. Exact same measurements. 3/8 inch from the edge. I'll be drilling the holes where I think I want them to go. As long as they are even, that's all you need. So I use the 3/16 bit going through it kind of as a guide to make a little dent or a small hole. Then I'm going to switch over to a 1/4 inch because that's the diameter of the T-nut. Then I'm going to hammer in the T-nut from the back side. When the bolt goes through the pieces and into the T-nut, it should hold it in place nicely. This is where sometimes you might want to use a harder wood than pine. Now that washer is not going to be the center or finish, this is just to test my fit. I'll do that for the other control panel. Same steps, switch my bits, drill out the holes. I try to use my fingers to start them together. If you go straight with the drill, you run a chance of cross-threading. So take it slow, make it work. Next, you see me gluing some little blocks in here to hold the T-nuts in place. I've had a problem where sometimes the T-nuts fall out the back. So if I put a little piece of wood in there just covering the edge of the T-nut, kind of like a little bit closer to it, it should work and hold it in place. Again, this is just the way that I do it. I came up with this and it seems to work pretty good. Nobody's going to see it from the outside anyways. Alright, let's try it with the control panel. I made the length of the control panel just a couple millimeters less than the actual width that I want. Make it easier to take the panel on and off. It'll be maybe a millimeter on each edge. Next is the back door. I'm going to be cutting that big back piece into 3 pieces. The top is probably going to have some holes cut in it for some airflow. The actual back door will eventually have 2 big holes cut in it for some fans. And the bottom will have the hinge and the electrical. What I should have done was actually cut my electrical holes before gluing this permanently in. That was an afterthought on my end. There's different ways to hang a hinge. This is the way that I do it. You could stick it in there so that you can't see the hinge at all, but this is way easier, and since it's behind the cabinet, no one's going to see it. I always try to drill a pilot hole before using a screw. Makes the screw go in easier and less chance of splitting the wood. I could have used slightly shorter screws. They poke through a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. Next, it's time to move on to how I'm going to attach the monitor. Some people just use plexiglass with the monitor behind it held up by the Visa mount holes. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to create this big marquee to hold my whole thing together. I just like the way it looks. I think it's pretty solid, and I think it's pretty easy to do. So I'm taking this big piece, I'm going to lay out where the opening of the screen is going to be. It should be able to hide the bezel and the monitor or screen itself. I'll be cutting this out with either a jigsaw, a circular saw, or a table saw. In my case, I'm going to start with the table saw and then finish it with the jigsaw. I learned this trick a few years ago. I've never had any issues with safety for it, but you should still be careful if you're doing this by yourself. Not a bad idea to have a spotter. Finish it up with the jigsaw, and then I'll file it smooth. For an extra touch, you could take a chamfer bit with a router, run it around the inside to get a nice beveled edge on the inside of this hole. I do that in a later build that you can see coming up in a couple months. This is kind of a raw way to do it. I just put the screen underneath, grabbed my pencil, and traced out the shape for where I'm going to be putting my supports. That's it for today. Steps covered in part 3. You'll see me routing out the screen, attaching the screen to the arcade, attaching more pieces, magnets, using putty to fill up holes and stuff, drilling buttonholes, and stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and help support this channel. Please leave any comments below. I'll do my best to answer them as timely as I am able to. Have an awesome day.